Happy Tuesday, YOW table leaders. We are supportive, kind, present, positive, and fun adults whose purpose is to help our young people here at Trinity grow into adult members of the Christian community. Welcome to this week's preparation video. Okay, this week we're going to talk about the sacrament of baptism and sort of thinking about it as sort of being spiritually tattooed with God's logo. This discussion on baptism is part of our 5-week series on the Small Catechism. So we already discussed the 10 Commandments and the Lord's Prayer. Last week we talked about the Apostles' Creed. This week we're going to talk about baptism, and next week we're going to talk about communion. So we're going to start talking about these things called sacraments. So first, what is a sacrament? A sacrament for us Lutherans is pretty simple. It is something that Jesus has asked us to do or invited us to do or commanded us to do, depending on your theology. It is something that has a physical element to it, and it is also something that carries with it a promise, particularly a promise of salvation. So our two sacraments as Lutherans that we have are baptism and communion. Why those two and not maybe other sacraments? Well, baptism has a physical element of water. We've been asked by Jesus to baptize people and make them disciples, and to do this by baptizing them in the name of the Father and Son and the Holy Spirit. So there's a physical element of water. We've been asked to do this. And really, it's not just water, it's the Holy Spirit and water sort of coming together. And what does it promise? It promises salvation. It promises belonging. And we'll see something similar with communion when we get there. In a lot of ways, when someone is baptized, they are marked or branded or adopted or brought into belonging with God. So after we do our normal housekeeping and our highs and lows and our prayer, we will read one page out of our book as usual, and then we will have our young people dig into the Small Catechism, into the baptism section, and read through that in detail. So for our activity for the night, we'll once again split into two groups. I will keep table 3 and table 4. Table 3 needs to finish up their poster about the Apostles' Creed, and table 4 can begin their poster on what stands out to them for Holy Baptism. The other 3 tables, tables 1, 2, and 5, get to go and do an activity with Kim. My suggestion, as usual, is that ahead of our time together on Wednesday is that you take a look at the Small Catechism. I've included a link both in the description of this video as well as the email that I sent out. That link, I believe you want to take a look at page 6. That has the section on baptism. Just read through that once and think a little bit about how you'd want to lead that discussion with the kids. My advice also is, as you are reading through the Small Catechism with the kids, that you pause as you go through that process and ask questions about what they're reading. Really, I think what may be a really interesting way to go about doing this is there are, in the baptism section, there are about 6 questions, okay? That question gets asked, like, what is baptism? And then Luther gives an answer. What if this time you paused after each question and you asked somebody at the table to restate Luther's answer, but in their own words? That may be a good way to help the kids sort of get a deep understanding of this thing. Okay, so a couple more housekeeping things. Please remember, if possible, if you cannot make a YOW session, to let me know by the Monday before. Again, if possible, understand that surprises happen, illnesses and other things come up. But the sooner you let me know, the better. And it'd be best if you can let me know at least by the Monday before. The sooner you let me know, the better chance that I have to recruit a substitute for your table. And so then we don't have kids without a table. Also, I just wanted to update you on one more thing. I had asked in one of these videos if you thought that we should try to get a 6th table. I thought it was a great idea, and a lot of you also thought it was a great idea. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to recruit a 6th table leader, but I have been able to recruit another substitute. So we are going to be stronger on coverage for the tables, that we have, but I cannot find a weekly table leader, at least right now. If you know somebody, or if you want to recruit somebody, I certainly invite you to go ahead and do that. But at least for now, we're going to stick with these 5 tables. Okay, well, I look forward to seeing all of you on Wednesday. I'm just really impressed and excited about this year in YOW. And, the blessings and the growth that these kids are experiencing are really due to all of you. So God bless you all.